The following program is rated G. It is suitable for all audiences.
Magandang gabi, kapamilya. Please welcome our hosts for tonight, Yuning K. Perez and Lada May Ever.
Welcome to PBB BSHM2B Edition Eviction Night!
Sino nga ba sa mga housemates ang magpapaliwanag patungkol sa Chapter 1, Basic Concepts and Overview of Supply Chain Management?
Ang una kong babanggitin ang magpapaliwanag ng supply chain management. Ihanda mo na ang iyong sasabihin at magpaalam ka na sa bahay ni Kuya. Chris Lawrence.
What is supply chain? A supply chain is a network of suppliers, manufacturers, assemblers, supply and delivery centers, a logistic installation that perform function such as material sourcing, processing and shipment to buyer of those materials of an intermediate or finished product. Ang supply chain ay isang network ng mga suppliers, manufacturers, logistic and delivery centers na magkakaugnay at nagtutulungan kasama rin rito ang pagkuha ng raw materials, pagproseso ng produkto, pagtransport, pagbebenta hanggang makarating ang produkto sa customer. Sa madaling salita, ito ang buong proseso mula pinanggalingan ng isang produkto hanggang sa pagtanggap ng buyer.
Nais kong ipaalam sa inyo na ang bilang na magpapaliwanag ng essential features of supply chain management ay 7. Ang 7 pangalan na aking babanggitin ay maaari na mag-report ng kanilang assigned topics at magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya. Benson, Jenny, Jasmine, Harold, Kelly, Angelica, at Hanjio.
Ang pinagsamang pag-uugali, integrated behavior, sa supply chain management or SCM ay tumutukoy ng makakapagsanib at makapagsabay na pagkilos ng mga pangunahing stakeholder, lalo na ang mga kliyente, ang bumibili at ang mga provider, ang supplier o tagapagbigay. Bilang isang nagkakaisang kumpanya, imbis na magkakahiwalay, ay isang kumpanya na lamang at magkakasama.
Ang mutual sharing information ay nangangahulugang nagpapalitan ng mahalagang impormasyon ang mga kasali sa supply chain. Nagbibigay sila ng pareho ng datos at tumatanggap din, lalo na sa pagpaplano at pagsubaybay ng paggawa ng mga produkto. Dahil dito, mas maayos ang daloy ng trabaho at naiwasan ang problema tulad ng pagkaubos ng mga stock. Halimbawa, ang isang tindahan at supplier nito ay nagpapalitan ng impormasyon. Nagbibigay ng update kung ilan ang natitirang produkto at kung ano ang mabilis maubos. At ang supplier naman ay siya yung nagbibigay ng impormasyon kung kailan darating ang mga panibagong stock at kung may posibleng delay.
Essential features of supply chain management: mutual sharing channel and rewards. Effective supply chain management often includes reciprocal channel, risk and incentive to have a competitive benefit. The long-term emphasis and coordination between supply chain and participants should be risk-sharing. Ibig sabihin, parehong tumatanggap ng risk at parehong nakikinabang ang bawat kumpanya. Kapag may long-term na relationship, mas magkakaroon ng komunikasyon at koordinasyon ng isang kumpanya. At saka mas magkakaroon ng patas at mahusay na operasyon at higit sa lahat, magkakaroon ng competitive advantage.
Cooperation. The success of supply chain management require a cooperation between the channel participant. A cooperation refers to the company collaborated, identical or complementary operations in an enterprise relationship in order to achieve collective one superior result. para daw maging successful ang supply chain management, ay kinakailangan daw na makipag-cooperation sa iba pang mga companies. Kasi hindi naman tatakbo ang isang company na mag-isa lang. Kasi kailangan din niya ng supplier ng mga or plano kung saan ay magkakaroon at mas magde-develop yung isang company. Kasi naniniwala tayo na hindi naman lahat ng oras ay kayang mag-isa. Kaya kailangan din natin ng relationship with other companies para mas mapalawak pa natin at mas mapaganda pa yung ating company.
Supply chain is effective where all supply chain members serve consumer with the same objective and concentration. A mode of policy convergency has the same aim and focal point for supply chain member. So, the main job of supply chain is to make customer happy. Think of this like, if the customer are not happy, they won't buy the product, and then no one in the supply chain makes money. So, for example po is me as a consumer or customer. If I'm not satisfied with the product, then I will choose not to buy it. So, then no one in the supply chain will make money. So, every part of supply chain, from the people who get the raw materials and the people who deliver the final product, needs to work together. So, that means po, they have to share information, coordinating plans, and making sure that everyone knows what the customer wants. So, policy convergency is when all the different companies in the supply chain line up on their policies and procedure to focus on meeting customer needs. For example po, if a customer wants one fast delivery, then everyone in the supply chain need to have the policy that support fast delivery. In short po, focus on serving customer means that every decision and action in the supply chain should be aimed at making the customer happy.
So what is integration process? In supply chain management, integration process means connecting system from suppliers to production and delivery for a smooth operation. This is done through cross-functional teams from different departments working together and involving suppliers and third-party services. So this collaboration helps improve efficiency, communication, and service quality across the supply chain.
Partners to build and maintain long-term relationship. The objective of successful partnership is to merge channel policies to reduce duplication and overlap in the search for degree of cooperation that makes partners more efficient at lower cost. Integration of policies is possible if the change member have clear cultures and management strategies. Here is the very simple explanation. This part of supply chain management is about building good relationship with other businesses you work with, like suppliers, distributors, and manufacturers. And to manage a supply chain well, companies must become partners, not just buyers and sellers, because when they trust each other and work together for a long time, everything becomes easier. Then this partnership helps because companies can share information instead of doing the same task twice. It makes the work easier because you don't need to repeat and repeat always. Also, they can coordinate their action so products move faster and smoother. If you have many partners, the flow will be faster and smoother because you can stand by them, right? Then also, they can save money because working together reduces mistake and unnecessary costs. And lastly, they can understand each other better, especially when two partners have same goals, clear goals, and ways of managing their teams. Basically, if all companies in the supply chains cooperates well and they stay connected for a long time, the whole system become more efficient, organized, and successful.
Sunod ka nang maghanda ng iyong report about the benefits of supply chain management at magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya. Kian.
Magandang umaga sa inyo mga kabataan. Nasaan ang nanay ko? Nandun. Benefits of supply chain. Build a stronger partnership support with client. Meaning na nakakabuo kayo ng magandang komunikasyon buod doon, nakakuha nyo ang mga trust ng mga client nyo. Number 2. Provides better distribution process with less delay for demanding goods and service. Much easier and process ng pag-distribution at hindi nila-delay ang pagpapadala sa mga goods at service. 3. Increase efficiency and function for companies. Meaning na companies works better productive and mas improve yung strategy na nagagawa nila. Tapos yung number 4, lower shipping and warehouse cost. Mas mura ang shipping para sa discount na rin ang kumpanya mo dun. Eliminate cost, defect, and implicity. Mas nalilesen ang unnecessary expenses mo. Tapos support the shipping at that right spot with the right goods. Maayos ang shipping at delivery. Walang sira, walang depekto. Tapos last, enhancing asset management and encourage the implement of just-in-time inventory models. Na-improve din ng company para ma-manage ng maayos ang inventory nila. Salamat!
Para sa functions of supply chain management ay 4 ang nominado. Magpaalam na kayo sa bahay ni Kuya. Jillian, Raisa, Marian, at Joseph.
Strategic level. Strategic supply chain management focuses on long-term planning and high-level design of the entire network. It involves determining the optimal number, location, and size of warehouse, fulfillment center, and facilities. Pagdating po sa strategic level supply chain, ito po yung long-term planning ng isang negosyo. Pinagpaplanuhan din po dito kung ilang warehouse po yung kailangan, kung saan po ilalagay at gaano po kalaki. Kasama rin po dito yung pagpili ng tamang partners at anong technology po yung gagamitin para mas mapabilis ang flow ng isang product po. Binabantayan din ang product life cycle at capacity para handa po sa future needs. Ito po yung plan na sinisiguro na dapat po naka-align at maayos po yung supply chain ng buong supply chain para po sa long-term goals po ng isang company.
Tactical level. Ang tactical supply chain management daw po is all about taking the high-level goals set by the strategic level and turning them into concrete plans that can be executed. Ang example ko po dito is, let's say, sa isang clothing company po. Yung company pong yon may strategic goal po sila na kailangan po nilang i-increase yung market share po nila by offering faster delivery times po.
Operational level. Operational supply chain management handles day-to-day activities necessary to keep the supply chain running smoothly. This includes detailed scheduling of production across plants, real-time and coordination of output, and continuous demand forecasting and alignment with customer needs. It also involves vendor coordination for supply planning, monitoring inventory levels, and managing inbound logistics such as transportation and receipt of shipments. This slide describes the operational level of supply chain management, which is about day-by-day activities that keep the supply chain management running smoothly, such as scheduling, inventory, vendors, and the transportations. What the operational level means. At the operational level, a company puts a higher level, like a strategic and tactical plans, into action through detailed daily procedures and routines. It focuses short-term efficiency and making sure every step of the supply chain will work. So it is very important because it is effective operational supply to every customer receive the right products at the right time and the right quantity of condition. This good control of this daily activities and avoid stockouts or excess inventory and quickly addresses problems like delays or quality issues.
Supply chain management in hospitality industry. In the hospitality sector, supply chain management focuses on the flow of materials and finished goods required for service delivery. It covers production processes, outbound operation, customer service, warehousing, transport, and efficient order management for retailers, production site, and fulfillment center. It also includes planning for distribution throughout the supply chain and ensuring financial continuity through insurance to minimize business losses. Supply chain management in hospitality industry talk about on how the materials and goods flows, kung paano lumalabas at pumapasok ang isang supply sa isang business at kung paano nila ito dinidistribute sa kanilang mga retailers. It involves planning para malaman nila kung tama ba yung mga lumalabas at pumapasok na supply na ihahatid nila sa kanilang mga retailers para maiwasan ang business losses.
Sunod ka nang maghanda ng iyong report about the factors affecting supply chain in hospitality industry at magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya. Diana.
In the hotel industry, customer are king, often referred as God. Guests of destinies. Delivering excellent services is crucial but challenging due to varying service standards. Effective supply chain management is key to success, ensuring hotels have the right resources and systems in place. However, different management systems like hotel operators and franchises create complexities and inconsistencies. Many hotels use property management system or PMS only for front office tasks, creating silos and integration issues. For example, poor communication between front and back officers can lead to inventory and room allocation problems. So, para ma-overcome itong problem na to, yung hotel is kailangan niya mag-isip or ma-connecta yung mga department para maging maayos yung communication ninyo. Hindi pwedeng, ay may problema tong isang to, hayain na lang to. So, paano nyo ma-ensure na yung inyong industry or establishment is maabot yung success? So, kailangan may communication kayo. So, this leads to exceptional customer service, reduce errors, and increase satisfaction, keeping their gods happy. So gods is yung customer. So, kailangan, di ba kapag sinabi natin God is importante or prioritize natin. So, kailangan natin i-priority yung mga customer natin para ma-meet natin yung satisfaction ng isang customer at hindi maapektuhan yung kanilang expectation sa ating industry. Kasi bilang nasa industry ng hospitality and tourism, kailangan nating ma-meet yung expectation ng isang customer. Lalo na sila, yung pinaka-importante, gawang, syempre, sila yung magbibigay ng feedback or kung ano mang comment na kailangan may ayon sa kanilang naranasan sa ating industry. So,
At para sa pagtatapos ng Chapter 1, 4 na pangalan ang kailangan mag-discuss ng the challenges of hospitality industry related to supply chain. Ang 4 na pangalan na babanggitin ko ay maaari nang magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya. Denmark, Christine, Carlos at Chris.
Hello everyone. I'm going to discuss one of the challenges in the hospitality industry related to the supply chain. This is raw material costs. Raw material costs. The cost of purchasing raw materials in the hotel industry is prohibited. The vast majority of the hotel's consumables are organic. A hotel store handles massive amount of goods at minor prices. Much of the direct cost of the materials is spent on these items. Because of the perishable nature, a bulk purchase cannot be utilized the number of transactions and therefore the cost of transactions increases. In simple, raw material costs pose a major challenges in the hospitality industry. Hotels depend on fresh, perishable ingredients that cannot be stored for a long time, forcing them to make frequent small purchases instead of buying bulk. This increases transaction costs and puts pressure on the entire supply chain.
Magbibigay na lang muna halimbawa mo sa manual honoring cost. Iminamanina mo nino na nanaroon mo na nagdadalas-las naman mo hindi mo maayos mo yung service o yung system mo. Naalala mo na handmade orders, mamamal na process and hindi mo magbuha ng mga orders mo. Naman mo maayos naman mo yung supply chain management mo nila is namabawasan mo yung nanilugastos and mas naniling effective mo yung operation mo ng isang business or negosyo mo.
Inventory handling refers to the process of planning, storing, tracking, and moving, and controlling inventory across the entire supply chain from raw materials and work in progress to finish goods and to ensure the optimal availability, minimize costs, and meet customers' demand. It is critical link between suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, and retailers.
Emergency purchases. Ano nga ba ang emergency purchases? Let's say sa isang establishment and may kailangan tayong bilhin na something kasi may unexpected talaga nangyayari and kailangan pa rin nating patakbuhin ang isang establishment. So, paano nga ba ito nangyayari? Una natin dyan ay equipment failure. Sa equipment failure ay talagang may di inasahang na masisira yung mga machine. And then, ang gagawin ay bibili ng mga materials to repair it. Pangalawa natin dyan ay supply chain disruption. Dito naman, mga regular supplier ay naka-experience ng delay, shortage, or fail to deliver. Sa pangatlo naman ay natural disaster. Di din naman inaasahan din na pagkakaroon ng pagbaha, typhoon, earthquake, at pangyayari na hindi nakaka-disrupt din sa transportation. Kaya nagkakaroon din ng mga delay of deliver. So, ang nangyayari dito ay nire-record natin na replacement sa mga damaged na goods or services.
Muli kaming magbabalik, kapamilya.
Maghanda kayong makinig para sa Chapter 2 at sabay-sabay nating subaybayan kung sino nga ba ang tatanghaling Big Four. Muli, ito ang PBB BSHM 2B Edition Eviction Night!
Etong bar ko, over sa choco.
Sa akin, over sa choco ang cake. Pati feeling. Fudge din pala bar mo? Fudge bar. Over sa choco.
Over sa sarap. Fudgy ko!
Welcome back to PBB BSHM 2B Edition Eviction Night!
Sino nga ba sa mga housemates ang magpapaliwanag patungkol sa Chapter 2, Supply Chain, Operations, Planning, and Sourcing?
Ang una kong babanggitin ang magpapaliwanag ng supply chain operations, plan and source. Ihanda mo na ang iyong sasabihin at magpaalam ka na sa bahay ni Kuya. Mervin.
Hello everyone. Let's discuss the supply chain operation, plan and source. Basahin ko po muna. By routine or continuous process, a supply chain carries out the job. These are the processes at the center of every supply chain called nuts and pens. To explain the operation at the high level and how they are linked, the simplified model identifies two types of operation. There are four types of supply chain operation. Number 1, plan. Strategize and manage supply chain activities, including forecasting, capacity planning, and inventory management. Number 2, source. Procure raw materials, goods, and services from suppliers. 3, make. Manufacture or assemble products. 4, deliver. Transport and distribute products to customer. There are examples. 1, plan. A company forecasts high demand for a product and plans production accordingly, managing inventory levels and scheduling. Number 2, source. The company bumibili siya ng raw materials, for example, cotton for clothes from sa ating mga suppliers. 3, make. The company manufactures the product, example, clothes, like cutting, sewing, etc. Deliver. The company ships the product to customer, example, sa stores or online buyers.
Sunod ka ng maghanda ng iyong report about the plan, categorize of supply chain operations, at magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya. Justin.
Plan. Categories of supply chain operation. The preparation phase set the foundation for the rest of the supply chain. By planning carefully, the organization ensure that every other stage, sourcing, production, delivery, and return, work smoothly and adds value.
Sunod ka ng maghanda ng iyong part about the forecasting at magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya. Julian.
A. Forecasting. Decisions of the supply chain management are depend upon estimates defining which goods are required, what quantity, and when these products are required. The following variables are the primary factors to assess the market conditions. Number 1, supply. This refers to the total demand for goods on the market. Ang supply ay nakadepende sa demand kung gaano kadami ang kailangan sa isang business. Number 2, Demand. This refers to the amount of product available. Ang demand ay kung magkano mo mabebenta ang isang product, depende sa kanyang demand. Maaari tumaas or bumaba ang presyo. Number 3, product characteristics. This refers to the product feature that influence demand. Product characteristics talk about the physical features of the product, and it helps the demand go higher if the product is presentable. Number 4, competitive environment. This refers to the actions of the product suppliers in the market. Ang competitive environment talk about the competitors, kung paano mo mas hihigitan ang mga competitors mo, kung paano mo mabebenta ang same product in a unique way. Yun lang po.
Maghanda ka na ng napunta sa iyong topic about forecasting methods in supply chain at magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya. Kurt.
Forecasting methods in supply chain. First is qualitative. It is founded on an individual's intuition or beliefs. So, sa madaling salita, ang strategy ito ay ginagamit kapag kakaunti o wala talagang nakaraang datos na mapagkukuha na natin. O, ang forecasting ay bumabase ito sa experience at opinion ng mga expert individuals, ganun. So, ang halimbawa ko dito ay, halimbawa, ginamit ng company ang qualitative forecasting upang mapredict o matansya nila ang sales ng bago nilang product. Dahil wala pa nga silang sales history, kaya minsan, nagbe-base o umaasa na lang sila sa opinion ng veteran sales manager. So, yung pangalawa natin is casual. It is assumes that there are many conditions in connection with demand. So, pinagpapalagay naman nito, ang demand ay may connection or depending on many conditions or external factors like kung ano yung presyo, consumer income, competition, economy, or advertising. So, ang halimbawa nito ay pag-forecast ng benta ng soft drinks. Halimbawa, gumamit ako ng casual na upang ipakita ang bawat pagtaas ng degree Celsius sa temperatura natin ngayon, sa init, ganun. Ngayon ay magdudulot ng 5% sa pagtaas ng demand. Number 3 is time series. It is based on trends of traditional demand. So, ito naman ay nakabatay sa historical data kung saan ang forecasting ay ginagawa gamit sa mga nakaraang trends or nauuso. Tsaka yung seasonal patterns, yung panahon pagbabago. Kaya naging cycle ng demand. So, ang halimbawa nito ay dahil sa time series analysis na po-forecast nila ang demand para sa mga air conditioner ay may pagtaas ng 30% tuwing tag-init nga batay sa data ng nakaraang 5 taon. So, yung pang-apat naman is simulation. It is combines cost and time series procedures. So, ito yung pag-iisa o pagkokombinasyon ng casual at time series na paraan na ginagamit natin. So, ito nga yung napaka-komplikadong model dahil maraming inaasahang outcome sa paglipas ng panahon. Like yung sa time series nga. Kaya, upang magaya ang tunay na operasyon sa supply chain. So, ang halimbawa ko dito ay ang kumpanya namin ay gumamit ng simulation upang matukoy yung pinakamagandang gawin sa antas ng pag-inventory sa pamamagitan ng paglalagay ng seasonal demand or time series. At ang epekto naman nito, bago namin marketing campaign, yung casual nga, ay isang solong model.
Magpatuloy ka na sa pagpapaliwanag about aggregate planning at magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya Wendy.
So, aggregate planning is a plan na ginagawa ng isang company para maayos yung supply ng production, inventory, and resources. at upang mas matugunan ang needs ng isang customer. And para sa ginagawang overall strategy, para hindi ka malugi or maubusan ng product at hindi ka din mag-aksaya ng pera. So, may tatlong fundamental approaches required in designing aggregate supply. So, first is use capacity to meet demand. So, ginagamit ang existing production capacity para makagawa ng sapat na product na need ng isang customer. Number 2, use verifying levels of total production capacity. So, adjust ng production level depende sa taas or pagbaba ng presyo. So, the last one is use inventory and work in progress inventory. So, ginagamit ang mga stocks at mga product work in process para mapunan yung demand and cash loss.
Ituloy mo na ang 3 fundamental approaches required in designing an aggregate supply at maaari ka nang magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya. Roxanne.
1. Use production capacity to meet demand. Align production capacity to satisfy demand by adding or removing production capacity to use 100% of its capacity. Para malaman natin at ma-meet natin ang 100% of capacity, kailangan natin malaman kung paano mag-add at mag-remove sa production capacity. Number 2, use varying levels of total production capacity as appropriate and tend to retain increased production capacity as required to satisfy project demand. Para malaman natin na pagtaas ng production capacity, kailangan natin, yun ay isa sa required na at malaman natin kung paano tayo masasatisfy sa ating ginagawang project demand. Number 3, use inventory and work in progress inventory. Develop new inventories to support the project potential demand, meet demand. Kailangan natin ma-develop ang mga inventories at malaman natin kung paano natin susuportahan ng project potential para ma-meet natin ang demand.
Sunod ka nang maghanda ng iyong report about product pricing planning at magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya Kent.
Ang product pricing planning ay ang paraan kung paano nagdedesisyon ang mga negosyo kung magkano nila ibebenta ang kanilang mga produkto. Nakakaapekto ito sa kung gaano karaming produkto ang mga mabebenta nila. At ang pangunahing layunin ay kumita ng mas malaki. Ginagawa ito sa pamamagitan ng pagtaas ng presyo kapag maraming bumibili, kumbaga peak demand, para mas malaki ang kita. So, yun po. Sa madaling salita po, ang pagpaplano ng presyo ay tungkol sa paghahanap ng presyo para kumita at maging balanse ang benta sa iba't ibang panahon. So, yun po. At yung T-ways po sa peak times, ganun po. Ayan. Ang peak times po, ito yung panahon na maraming bumibili dito. Mabilis nagbabago ang mga negosyo sa kanilang stock. Kakayahan po para makasabay sa dami ng order, ganun po. So, in other hand, ang slow times naman po, ito naman yung panahon na kakaunti ang bumibili dito. So, yun po, mahirap po para sa mga negosyo na magbago, sa mga negosyante na magbago po yung stock at performance dahil walang masyadong kita. So, ang pinakamainam na paraan ay ang pagsamahin ng dalawa po. So, sa peak times po, ang paraan po dun is magpo-promote din para maengganyo ang mga tao na bumili po ng mga ng mga product nila para po mabawi yung gastos. So kaya hindi lang isa po yung sagot, dapat Kaya po pwede mong pagsamahin yung peak times tsaka sa low times po ganun. Dahil po dapat po mag-promote pa rin po sa parehong panahon para po mabawi yung mga yung mga po nila, yung mga lugi ba ganun po, para po sa kumbaga po more on diskarte pa po ganun. Sige po.
Magpatuloy ka na sa pagpapaliwanag about inventory management plan at magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya Patrick.
Inventory Management Plan. Inventory management is a group of strategies that are used to control inventory levels in various supply chain organizations. The objectives is to decrease inventory costs while preserving the quality levels desired by consumers. It means that the inventory management is about managing stocks level to save costs and meeting customer demand. For example, ang isang tindahan ay nagbebenta ng 1,000 t-shirt kada buwan. Then, nag-order sila ng 500 shirt kada 2 weeks. This way, they avoid running out of stock and don't overstock, which saves their storage costs.
Ituloy mo na ang 3 under of inventory management plan at maaari ka nang magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya Melody.
Cycle inventory. Cycle inventory is the fulfilling commodity requirements during the interval between ordering the product. So, ito yung inventory na regular na nauubos habang nagpapalit ang order cycle. At nangyayari naman ito dahil hindi agad dumarating ang bagong supply. Kaya need ng sapat na stock para mapunan ang everyday needs hanggang sa susunod na restock. At para maging sapat ang customer demand. At ang isang halimbawa ko dito ay ang isang grocery. For example, si Aling Nena na may-ari ng grocery ay umorder ng 200 packs ng noodles every week. At unti-unti niya itong ginagamit na regular stock hanggang sa susunod na week at para habang nag-aantay sa parating na stock na delivery. In a supply chain, must be become compensated. Seasonal inventory. The volatility in a supply chain must be compensated in general. The greater the degree of uncertainties, the higher the degree of protection required. So, ito naman yung inventory na talagang nag-iipon sila bago ang panahon ng mataas na demand. Kasi nga, dahil alam nilang tumataas ang demand ng product is nag-iipon sila ng marami pang supply para ma-produce nila sa ganung panahon. Kasi nga, tumataas yung demand ng mga product sa ganung panahon tulad ng holiday season at peak season. Ganon. Bibigyan ko kayo ng isang example. Ang example natin dito ay ang isang factory ng toy ay nag-aangkat ng mas marami pa dahil alam nilang sa ganong panahon is maraming bumibili at pamahal ito ng pamahal. Isa pa ay dahil nga magpapasko. 'Di ba? Alam naman natin na tuwing Pasko is kailangan ng mga pangregalo. So, as a business owner, is mag-aangkat ako ng maraming pwedeng ipang-gift sa mga tao. Dahil alam kong magmamahal yon. At dahil Pasko din, ang product naman is yung hamon. Alam niyo yung hamon? Ito yung mga pwedeng ibenta sa ganong panahon na mas mahal mo siyang ibebenta. Dahil nga peak season is wala silang choice. Kahit mahal yun, is bibilhin nila. Safety inventory. This is happen when an expectation of potential demand, an organization or supply chain with certain profitable capacity plans to manufacture and store food or goods. So, ito nga yun. Ito yung nagiging strategy nila or ginagawa nila na solution para sa susunod na nag-order ka is tapos na delay, hindi ka mangangamba na, ay, hindi dumating, wala ako nito. Kaya nga, ang strategy nyo is umorder kayo ng maramihan para sa susunod hindi kayo maubusan. Halimbawa ko sa inyo, di ba, tuwing Pasko. Tuwing Pasko is kailangan natin ng mga decoration sa bahay. So, ang gagawin mo, kunyari, as a businesswoman, isa akong businesswoman, o-order na ako ng mas maraming Christmas decoration na ibebenta ko. So, ang gagawin ko naman is, iimbakin ko yon para pag naubusan ako ng stock is, meron akong restock. Diba? Kunyari, nagbenta ako. Tapos, wala na akong ano. Pero, dahil hindi naman alam nila na umorder ako ng marami, is meron akong supply pa na maibebenta. Yun yung safety inventory. At isa pang example ay, kunyari, ikaw yung tagagawa. So, kunyari, tagagawa ako ng kandila. Ang gagawin ko is, magagawa ng kandila dahil alam kong parating na ang undas. So, ang mangyayari nito, marami akong maipoproduce na product.
Sunod ka ng maghanda ng iyong report about source, categories of supply chain operations, at magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya, Shania.
Categories of supply chain operation. Ang creation or procurement phase sa supply chain ay mahalaga siya sa isang negosyo or trabaho. Ito ang susunod sa planning kung saan kukuha ka ng materials para sa product or services. Nakafocus dito ang company sa pagpili ng reliable na suppliers. So, hindi lang siya basta buying. Ito ay kailangan mong tiyakin na trustworthy talaga at consistent ang suppliers sa high quality na products on time. Mahalaga ang teamwork at ugnayan para hindi madelay ang production. Halimbawa, merong furniture company sa Pilipinas na kumuha ng kahoy galing Palawan. Naghanap sila ng reliable na supplier at nagtayo ng agreement para sa presyo at payment schedule. At inayos ang logistic para ma-deliver ang kahoy on time. Ang creation or procurement phase ay critical na bahagi ng supply chain, so dapat lahat ng kailangang materials ay darating on time sa tamang lugar at tamang presyo. So kailangan natin ng teamwork, careful planning at goal management para maging maayos at maging successful ang lahat.
Magpatuloy ka na sa pagpapaliwanag about all the activities that have a major effect on supply chain performance. One other of it is procurement at magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya, Jimwell.
Okay na. Procurement is process by which company acquires or buys products of service they needs. Traditional role of purchasing manage is compare prices of various possible suppliers and select cheapest and most sustainable option. Halimbawa, yung isang paaralan kailangan bumili ng bagong upuan. Magtatanong siya sa unang supplier kung magkano yung presyo, tapos magtatanong sa pangalawang kung magkano yung presyo. Kung alin yung mas mura, yun ang kalidad.
Nais kong ipaalam sa inyo na ang bilang na magpapaliwanag ng 5 procurement activities. Ang 5 pangalan na aking babanggitin ay maaari nang mag-report ng kanilang assigned topics at magpaalam sa bahay ni Kuya. Justin Carl, Althea, Syra, Jessa, at Lovely.
Purchasing. The regular operation related to ordering items for the required products are discussed. A business buys two categories of goods: direct or strategic materials used to manufacture the products it provides to the clients, and indirect and maintenance, repair, and service supplies used by the company in everyday operations.
Consumption management. Effective sourcing starts by recognizing the number of goods being acquired in each business unit and whole enterprises. It must be understood how many items are purchased by where and at what cost. Consumption management is about tracking and understanding how much of what is being bought, by which part of a business, and at what price. It's the first step to smart sourcing because you need clear data on your spending patterns before you can improve them.
Vendor selection. In addition to merely of a component of a retailer, the importance of these capacities must be considered. Just based on the strategy and the operational model of the organization, the importance of product quality, service standards, fair-in-time distribution, and technical support can be calculated. So, ang vendor selection, ito yung pagpili ng isang negosyo at sa magandang product na pinapromote ng isang negosyo. For example, sa pagpili ng supplier. So, hindi lang presyo ang tinitingnan kapag pumipili ng supplier. Dapat isipin din kung kaya ba nilang ibigay ang kailangan mo. Kung maganda ba ang product, mabilis ba silang mag-service, at kung maasahan ba sila sa paghatid ng mga product.
Contract negotiation. This is where the individual goods, pricing, and standards of services are created. Contract to procure indirect goods are easiest negotiated where vendors are chosen at the lowest price. The most complicated agreements for the procurement of direct facilities that follow high quality expectation that require a high degree of operation and technological assistance. So, sa prosesong ito, nabubuo ang produkto, presyo, at pamantayang serbisyo. Mas madali ang pagbuo ng kontrata para sa mga indirect goods, tulad ng mga gamit sa opisina. Dahil kadalasan ay pinipili lamang ng nag-aalok ng pinakamurang presyo, ngunit mas komplikado ang mga kasunduan para sa direct facilities, tulad ng mga makina o materyales na direkta sinasagawa sa production. Mataas ang inaasahan tulad ng may technical na support, maaaring at masusing production. Kaya mas mahirap at mas matagal ang pag-uusap or pagsusuri sa ganitong kontrata.
Ang contract management ay tungkol sa pag-monitor ng isang organization sa mga suppliers nila. Ibig sabihin, tinitingnan nila kung maayos ba ang trabaho at serbisyo na ibinibigay ng suppliers. At kung sinusunod ba nila ang mga napag-usapan sa kontrata. At kailangan din ng mga tao sa isang kumpanya na regular na kumukuha ng impormasyon tungkol sa performance ng suppliers. Kung pumasa ba sila sa standards o hindi. Kapag may suppliers na hindi nakaabot sa tamang kalidad o palaging behind sa expectation, dapat silang sabihan at hingan ng aksyon para ayusin at i-correct ang mga pagkukulang nila. Sa madaling salata, ang contract management ay paraan para masiguradong ginagawa ng suppliers masiguradong ginagawa ng suppliers ang trabaho nila ng tama at consistent. Yun lang. Thank you.
At nandito na tayo sa ating pinakaiintay, our Big Four, that will discuss the last topic for our Chapter 2, Credit and Collections and the 3 under of it. Congratulations, because you are part of the Big Four. Jezreel, Gian, Anthony, and Ira.
Credit and collection. Credit and collection are the means of obtaining the funds a business needs. The credit operation checks prospective clients to ensure the firm is only dealing with customers that can afford their bills. The running of collection gives the money the business has owned. Credit and collection ay isang paraan para makakuha ng pera ang isang negosyo. For example, sa home credit. Nag-home credit ako ng isang iPhone na kung saan may 13,000 na payable in 4 months. So, tinitingnan muna ng isang credit team kung may kakayahan ba ako makapagbayad bago release ang isang product ng iPhone. Kapag okay naman, pwede nang ipagpatuloy ang isang transaction. Tapos, pagkatapos nito, susundan ito ng isang collection team para mangolekta ng bayad kada buwan.
Senior management such as the auditor, the chief financial officer, the treasurer, and the chief executive officer develop credit policies. The first phase in the analysis of the company DEB's results. The following move would be to set or adjust the condition for approval of risk to satisfy the status of business claims. Then the explanation is the senior managers create credit policies by first reviewing how well the company is handling it. After that, they set or adjust the rules for approving credit or risk to make sure the company financial needs and goals are protected.
Implement credit and collection processes. These operations include the implementation and operation of protocols to implement the company's credit policy. Collect payments for the goods sold by the corporation through salespeople and clients. So sabi dito is itong number 2 na to ay pinapakita dito na dapat ma-include dun sa operation na ma-implement yung mga protocols pagdating dun sa company's credit. Kasi once mahalaga din to para malaman, kasi kung walang policy or credit policy is possible na malugi yung kumpanya, kasi hindi natin masasabi kung kumpleto ba or tama ba yung presyo or yung exact na payments ng mga goods sold and items dun sa corporation sa pamamagitan ng mga tao or yung mga kliyente ng kumpanya. Tapos, napakahalaga nito dahil sa pamamagitan ng pag-implement ng credit and collection processes is mapapadali or magiging systematic yung process ng pagko-collect ng mga goods sold sa corporation.
Manage credit risk. This check for opportunities to reduce the cost to potential buyers to sellers. Create credit system and finance program that meet consumer requirements. Analyze and review customer credit rating over time. Ito ay paraan para maiwasan ng isang negosyo na malugi kapag may customer na nangutang o bumili gamit ang credit. Halimbawa, sa isang appliance sa store, ang nagbebenta ng refrigerator on installment, bago nila ito bigyan ng hulugan, chine-check muna nila ang income, previous loan, at payment history. Kapag maganda ang history ng customer, bibigyan ito na ang 6 months hulugan. Kapag naman pangit ang history ng customer, baka bigyan na lang ito ng 3 months with bigger down payment para mas mahaba ang risk na hindi sila makapagbayad. Sa madaling salita, pinapahalagahan ng negosyo ang pera nila habang tinutulungan nila ang customer na makabili ng mabilis at maayos.
Congratulations! Once again, I am Junine Kate Perez.
And I am Laramie Evora.
Maraming salamat sa pakikinig at pagsama mula Chapter 1 hanggang Chapter 2.
Once again, this is PBB BSHM 2B Edition.
Hope you learned something. Signing off.